Peace, power, and black love. Once again, this is Blackanized Report, along with Black Report, one half of Black Report, Malik and Malik. Today is the 16th day of this global boycott that we have implemented against racism, tyranny, and murder, kidnapping, all the court activities of this criminal enterprise that we call the government. I'm talking about world government. That's not only the United Snakes of hypocrisy, but every European country on this planet Earth has had a hand in our debilitation as a people on this planet. And they need to know that they need to address this like they address other people that they put under duress. But it's a crazy, right? Here it is, Europeans did something to Europeans, and then the people that did it to them didn't give them nothing, but people here gave them something. I don't understand that at all. Unless there was a lot of Germans over here that had a hand in that so-called Holocaust or whatever. But we went through a Holocaust. The hell that we went through, they can't compare to it, but they don't want us to say nothing about that which we went through as a people. But we still here. We still breathing this fresh air, and we still got our divine plan upon the pathway of our ancestors that we're implementing now. And one aspect of it is to boycott every racist entity on this planet Earth. That's why it's a boycott locally, nationally, and internationally. Yesterday was a great day, man. I'm telling you, it was real pleasant. And I got to go out and play with some older people. Man, don't you know I went out and played some kickball yesterday? And it was very nice, man. You know, it's a form of exercise and form of you can say networking also. We had some great people out there, some great poets, great entrepreneurs, business people, black people. You know, black people that's coming together and meeting people and historic moments and stuff like that. Sister Raquel Brown put it together, awesome sister, and it was just a good thing, man, you know. And then also, this boy, don't tell nobody though, right? I went in the studio with audio, and nobody should know this though. Made a video. We had a video shoot, right? And I was in it. Don't tell nobody though. So that yesterday was good, man. I kind of I failed because I think I'm all fast and stuff. So I'm trying to outrun a hit after I shot the jumper, right? No, we playing kickball. I got all that confused. Now, when I kicked the ball, right, I was running. I ran around first base, and I seen the ball going. I said, I'll beat him. And I was running. And he picked up the ball. He's coming towards me, so I had to slide, but I failed. I didn't slide. I fell down. I tried to look like a professional, though, right? So I fell. I kind of hurt my... I ain't hurt myself. I'm too young for that. I got kind of stiff, though. But anyway, what is the next holiday coming up? We got to be abreast of every holiday that comes up so we don't practice it. We don't take part in nothing European no more. Everything that we take in is going to be about us, black people, the establishing of a black world once again, with our matriarchic queens at the helm of it, and the warrior priest kings right there with them, side by side. And we say that, I hear it a lot of times, we can't unify, we can't do this, we can't. If you come out with the mindset of being programmed at what you can't do, and tap into your natural divine self, you can do anything that you want on this planet And that's what they stifle. That's how they stifle our growth or your growth, because I'm not there anymore. I mean, mentally and spiritually, and only thing they got over me is some financial. I'm not financially free or stable. I don't have that stability to really do what I want. And what I really want to do is just give the money away to people who need it, organizations who need it, and stuff like that. I just want to sustain myself. If I get enough money, I can go to Africa, to an island, or I can stay here. And I can be, see, I'm content. See, my aspirations ain't exaggerated to the point that they can manipulate me for some materialistic wealth. My wealth is my lineal wealth. My lineal wealth is my lineal health. And I'm saying that because of my connection with myself. I like to say Hotep, Ashe, and Namaste to Emoji Hotep Ra. Thanks for joining. If you have any input, have input on this 16th day of our world boycott of all racist entities on this planet. And that's particularly of the European system that we live under. Because we got to change this system, get from under it, and develop our own system, our own infrastructure. Because if we stay under as it erodes and collapse, we're going to be part of the collapse. So that's why we got to get away from it, because America is definitely falling. America is the youngest system that went so fast in the exploitation of and capitalism and imperialism, and this day and time, they got to pay for their crimes. Not only America, Portugal, the French, the English, the Dutch, the Jews, all Europeans got to pay for what they done to us. You think that what you done will go unpunished? You went into our land and came over to this land where we was at also, and you just took it like it was yours to take, because you didn't have the understanding of real diplomacy, real harmony and peace. And you try to play that concept over in your Constitution and your Proclamation of Emancipation and all those fraudulent papers that you pull over the people's eyes, and you hypnotize them with all the magic and all the occult practices that you use against us, but tell us if we use it, it's evil. But you do it. And we as black people must understand that those things that they tell us not to do is the things that we should do. Because they reversed everything and turned it against us. And we got to trust in each other and build with each other. Build upon the hurts and pains that we have caused each other. We got to overcome that. We got to heal. We got to start loving each other, man. Because if we don't, we're going to be playing into their hands. We got to find ways out of the traps and the tricks, or the tricks and the traps that they set for us. We have to find our way out of the quagmire, deceptive maze that they allow us to journey through. We have to get off the Gerbil turn wheel that we just keep running in place, perpetrating what they have in place instead of dealing with what we can establish. Or on the carousel of life, like it's so nice and we're so amazed with all the things that we can get. And the grave, that mental grave that we dig ourselves into because we think we made it now. But in reality, we haven't did nothing. We're just playing into their hands as they tell us what to do through television and through the frequencies and vibrations of the radios and the music we listen to now. They're taking us off course to where we're supposed to be on. The course is to get to know ourselves, the divine essence of ourselves, who we are, so we can have the blessings of the Creator and our ancestors who already laid a path for us and left evidence of who we are and who they were and how we were related to each other. And I listen to a lot of people in their conversations. You know, a lot of people and their perceptions. And I respect all people and their opinion. But sometimes, a lot of times, when those people become so inherent or hard in their perception that they're right, that their way is the only way, and then when you look at what they're saying, how can it be so when you set yourself against your own people? That your people don't count. That your people history don't count. I want to say morning, peace, shalom, ashe, salam alaikum to Tisha Williams. And on this 16th day of our boycott, world boycott, national boycott, and local boycott. This is the 16th day of that. So whoever's doing it across the country, locally in D.C., around the globe, like Namibia, United Kingdom, Tanzania, some people that I contact, and they said they was with that. Let's do this here. I got a hashtag, Black People's Comedic Boycott, HAM, right? Let's put in some black businesses so we can know where we can spend our money. See, this is going to go past the 21 days in reality, but the 21 days is just a test run for us to unify and organize and develop communications, develop a foundations of the connection, divine connection, dealing with our spirituality of our ancestors by divine decree. The currency of the energy of the Creator that runs through us is like a connection, like the what's that? The wires on that street, or the wires that come into our homes or apartments or whatever. That electric current, that's what we're connected to give power to each other. And that's what we got to deal with. So I'm just suggesting that we do that, and that way it can help us in the next phase of our counter moves to the revolution, evolution, divine, overcoming the physical pollution and the mental pollutions that they have incorporated into our temples. We have to overcome everything that we learn. We have to rethink, we have to read, we have to research, and those who can't read, be with those who can read. The strongest of us is the weakest of us, and the weakest of us is the stronger of us, and we got to deal with it like that. They say no child is left behind. I say no black person on the planet is left behind. They take our quotes and symbolism and run with it, but they distort it. They kidnap our children and our women. I was looking at something the other day, last night, matter of fact. The brother was up in Chicago, and he was talking about how there's more to it than just our young warriors in the street with all this shooting and killing each other. There's more to it when 7 of their women were kidnapped or whatever, when they was found dead with their body parts missing. It's more to it than just that, because we don't do that. We're not cannibalistic. We're not, don't deal with the occult practices of that, what other people deal with. And we know who's doing it. It's the higher echelon of the society. Them politicians, them international bankers, they all in cahoots with this, especially against us. They want to keep us in a certain situation, in this situation that they call democracy, or they call a democratic society. But in reality, it's demiology. It's demiology on their part, because they use occult practices and magic and all that, which they told us to stay away from. They told us that it's evil. And then they be in their churches and all that. And the ministers, right, they administer the falsehood and the false teachings instead of the real teaching. Because most of them be Masons. And they be part of some hall, Scott, York, or Prince Hall. But they're not teaching the people. They want to be over the people and lead the people, but they're leading the people to self-destruction. If we don't lead ourselves to where we develop institutions of learning, of economic institutions, transportation institution. We got to develop that once again in Wall Street type settings that we had once before. We got to do this immediately, because this is the day and time we're in the age of Aquarius. And in the age of Aquarius, everything is becoming revealed. The secrets of the seventh seal is being revealed. And the secrets mainly come from within our universe, from our DNA that's divinely prescripted. It's already in us. That's why they block our sight, vision, on the physical level, mental, and spiritual level. But once you tap into your spiritual self, everything else will open. There's no stopping you then, because you cannot turn back. You can only turn black. And the blacker and the blacker and the blacker that you become, the more energetic that you become, the more like the creator you become, the more like the power ingrained in you of all your ancestors you become. And we got to realize that, and we got to be a part of that. This reality is an illusion that they try to create for us to keep us in a delusional state of mind. That's why they have drug stores and liquor stores and all these things that they want us to store in our bodies and our minds, so they can have us discombobulated, helter-skelter, off balance. Well, we got to keep our balance, a spiritual balance, a mental balance, because a lot of us walk around here mentally dead, man. We dug our own mental grave, man, and we stay in it. We stagnated. We got to be proactive. We got to be energetic. We got to be in motion. We got to be like exercising. We got to exercise our mind. We got to exercise our body. And we definitely got to exercise our spirit. And we got to get in accord in all that. We got to do it from the essence of who we are. I want to say, Hotep, Assalamu Alaikum, Ashe, Salom to Olale Ka Ruli, my brother. Again, it's about peace, black power, and black love. I want to say something, a grand introduction for this shaman, this oracle, voodoo priestess queen. Manifest dreams into realities. And matter of fact, it was her holy day yesterday. A blessed sister. A sister is blessed with intelligence beyond measure. A sister that I hold dearly in my heart, my mind. She guided me on a line of being better in my assumption, or how I eat, how I live, and all that, how I breathe. And I want to give thanks, and I want to say Hotep. I want to say Ashe and Namaste to this beautiful matriarch queen. I'm talking about Khadija Karen Davis folks, a sister that's like a shining star in my life anyway. But what we have to do is we got to continue to uplift each other on every level, but it got to be from a perspective of what we've done, our story, our history, from our ancestors' perspective. We cannot no longer be indoctrinated with any Eurocentric anything. You can continue to go to their colleges and get their degrees, because you want the job, 6 figures and all that, but you can never forget who you are. Knowing who you are and being who you know you are, you become that which you are. And that is a divine, energetic being here on earth, here in this realm and dimension. And by becoming that divine energy is a connection, is a currency between all of us. And like Marcus Garvey said, we have one purpose, one aim, and one goal. And we deal with one creator. And that creator got to come from our source of information. We got to overcome their God. We ain't worshiping their God any longer. We're not doing anything based on what they have indoctrinated us with to perpetrate this racist environment, this racist system that we live under. But we can live in peace. But we got to find that peace among ourselves first. We got to tap back into our energy, into our source. Ah, boy. And that's what it is. There's nothing else than that. Nothing more than that. Nothing less, nothing more. And all in between the less and the more is right where we want to be. Is in the temple. And in the temple is the inner verse. We have to understand that inner verse in the chambers and the pyramids of our mind. And we got to be inclined to our time in a divine way, in a divine manner that's in us. And it ain't about religion. Religion is man-made. And the interpretation of religion is man-made. To have us be in a quagmire, deceptive maze, we have to find our way out. And it's the thing that would trip me out, right? It's always, it's good to have somebody to interpret things for you and all that. But my problem with, if I can read and I'm reading what they're reading, then what is that? How you know more than me when I'm reading what you saying? I can read too. I can say the same thing. So if you're going to be a shepherd and you want to guide people, you must guide people in alignment with our ancestors, on the pathway of our ancestors, and come out of that indoctrination of Eurocentric teaching and stop teaching us about this man-made religion. And we know that religions are a weapon being used against us to divide and conquer us, because we are the majority in every religion there is here. I ain't gonna say the planet Earth. It might be the planet Earth, the whole globe, or this realm of dimensions. But I know the three major ones that is here in the United Snakes of hypocrisy, Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. We're the majority in that. It's a little slightly less in the Jewish religion, but we there too. But we definitely majority in Islam and Christianity. And then it's a conflict. Because you know what Islam say about Christianity, you know what Christianity say about Islam and everybody else. And that's how it be. But see, when we become mentally free and spiritually free, we don't go into that. We don't be in that conflict against each other. It's about love and the establishment of love. And that's what we got to do. We got to self-heal, self-love. We got to be in that type of mindset from moments of millenniums ago to this point in the now. Because this is the day and time that we change everything around. This is the day and time that we find ourselves, we find our minds. And one more thing I want to say before I go. When we get into positions of leadership, we got to be correct in what we do and how we treat people. Because when I was walking around doing getting my petitions signed for running for the ANC of AB06, I communicate with a lot of people, and a lot of people be saying a lot of things to me. Be like, I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. But, man, people need to be aware what they do and how they do it. Because they're in a position of leadership. They have to be real leaders. And real leaders, they lead in a manner that their name, you got to put respect on their name. I'll put it that way so we can understand it. You say, put respect on that name. So be aware of how you lead. Be aware of what you do to people. Because, they say, I don't say what they say. I'm original. I try to create something that hasn't been said or used. I like to bring stuff back from when I be astro traveling up in the nocturnal gardens and light years away. When I come back, I want to say something that want to have a real profound effect upon the minds of the people. I want to motivate, stimulate, and agitate. So I won't say anything more about that. I just say, let's be who we need to be. Let's deal with people like we need to deal with them. And people must be in dealing correctly also. It's like we all got to work together. From the leadership to those who not in leadership. We got to work together for the same aim and same purpose. That's the establishing of a black land once again here in the United States of hypocrisy, because they trying to make mockery of us. They want us to continue to perpetrate their system. And in that perpetration of their system, we know for sure is a system that is a system of racism, sexism, capitalism, tyranny, terrorism. And if you don't realize that, then you caught up in that TV set too much. You caught up in the frequencies and vibrations and energy that they have manipulated to your self-destruction. But I just want to say, don't forget, this is the 16th day of the mass boycott, locally, nationally, and internationally. And that I want to say, or if I may, to us that's partaking of this mass boycott around the planet, locally, nationally, and internationally, on the hashtag Black People Comedic Boycott Ham. Hashtag that by putting information on there with some black businesses so we can know where we can spend our money. Because this is just the first phase. This is ongoing. Till they surrender. Till they release the power that they have, relinquish it, and put it back into the matriarchic hands of our beautiful sisters. Because if they don't, they're going to destroy the whole planet. And we can't allow that. Because we've been blessed to come into life, to come to the point of understanding who we are in the makeup of things and the divinity of our life here on the planet, to be, like my Muslim brothers say, the Khalifa of the planet. So we got to protect the planet. And they're not protecting it, they're destroying it, because they're against nature, they're against us, they're against everybody. Because everywhere they went on the planet, what have they done? What have they done? They've taken the land, raped the people, plundered the land, and all that, wherever they've been on the planet. And wherever they've been on the planet, we was already dead. We didn't do that. Nowhere we been. Everywhere we been, we was in harmony and peace with whoever was there or we was there. And there wasn't no destructive nature, anything. We wasn't destroying nothing. We was establishing stuff. All the great civilizations that we established around the planet. But they destroy them. And that's a fact. Just look at the story. Look at their history. Read their history books. Look what they say about you and look what they say about themselves. Look at how many wars they've been in since they came into power. Oh, boy. I just want us to come into the reality of what we must do as a people in love, and the vibration of love, the energy of love, and the frequency of love. We got to get back to the frequency of love and not this chaotic, this static frequency that drives us to be unbalanced, and all these drugs that they put in our community. Each drug that they put in our community be worse than the drugs that they put in our community before. Because it's an open-air laboratory, from the inside of the laboratory to the outside of the laboratory, that we digest or take or whatever, and we look at each other and we look at those and we laugh or whatever, or take pictures of them. We shouldn't do that. We should stop the drugs coming in our community. We should not sell the drugs. We should not commit crimes in our community. We should be crime-free in our community. If not, we should be able to control what we do in our community. If not, we should not allow the slave catchers to come in our community. If not, so they can take us to the auction block. If not, so they can put us on the plantation. The only place that you can be a slave legally according to their fraudulent laws is when you break the law and they put you in jail. And so it's all hand in hand, because it's the pipeline. They dumb our children down. Look at some of our schools. They look like they minimum prison systems. And it's the pipeline to prison, dumbing our children down, then the prison for profit. All this is hand in hand. And we got to realize that we're dealing with a system, a criminal enterprise, what they say is the government. But we got to deal with it. We got to be the ones that's got to be righteous. We got to turn this thing around, and we got to live righteous. I want to say salam alaikum to Charles Majid. Dingo man, what's up, my brother? Peace, salam alaikum, salam. I already spoke to the majestic sister Canon Khadija and Olale Kanrule and Natasha Williams. And so with that, I'm going to get ready to be gone, because I got just 2 more people on this list, and I can get ready to go over it and see what's happening with it, get it back down there, and wait for those people that's in ABO6 to give me their vote November the 6th, so that we can establish community in ABO6, so that we can be an example of community, neighborhood, partnership. That's what we want to establish here. We want to do it. We want to rid ourselves of the generation gap in our small member district, single member district, however you want to say it. Say it like you want to say it, because I'm going to say it like I want to say it. But that's what my platform is going to be about us coming together and unify. It's all about unification with me. And I'm not me. This is me. I can't be no other way but me. Either you're going to like me or you're going to detest me. It doesn't make a difference to me, because I'm going to still walk this path that I'm ordained to walk by my ancestors, by divine decree that's in me. I have tapped into, or the energy have tapped into me. It came into me. I felt it coming to me. I didn't go into it. It came into me. So I accept that. I accept my contract, my divine contract that I've signed in the blood of my ancestors, that bled, that burnt, that was castrated, and all those things to get me to this moment, for me to be able to speak through their communication through me, to speak to us, to stand tall, to stand strong, and develop this, I ain't going to say new world order. I ain't going to say this where we take it back to be greatness. I'm going to say that we establish our matriarchic empire once again, where we had federations. We didn't have states and border lines and all that. We had an open policy that everybody was free. We didn't control anything. We lived together in harmony and peace. Let's get back to that, black people. Not saying that we not going to deal with other people, but we got to get ourselves together. We got to overcome our idiosyncrasies. We got to overcome our hurt and pain that we cause each other. And we got to overcome the indoctrination of these people and what they did to us to mislead us, to take us off course and off path to our real essence of divine people. And with that, I say peace, power, and love. With Blackanized report this day, the 16th day of our mass world boycott, locally, nationally, and internationally. And until tomorrow, y'all be the best that we can be. Remember, unity is the key. With that, love y'all all day long, all lifelong.